Paul Greengrass, I think, is known for keeping you on the edge of your seat, so this one's no different. I love working with Paul, and I just love the doing big movies with him, and the whole kind of action thriller genre. I just think he does it so well, and in this case, the question I think was, could we take a you know a movie and that's a big action thriller and set it in the real world that we all recognize as the real world, and but still make it that kind of entertaining, fun, Friday night at the movies that I think people kind of expect from Paul. And so he did a lot of things that I thought were really great. He hired, instead of hiring actors to be in my unit that I'm leading, he hired all vets from Iraq and Afghanistan, and these guys had just come back from tours, and joined the cast, and it was just really amazing to have 30 guys. Because like when we do a scene, like we'd hit a house or something, these guys, you didn't have to explain to them what to do. What they do is they just do it for us, and someone would stand in for me, and they'd do it fast, and then they'd walk it slow, and then I'd just kind of be absorbed into the group, and they'd show me what to do, and we'd all do it together. So it was a really great, in terms of feeling like you're authentically playing a role, or that the movie is kind of grounded in authenticity. It really was kind of an invaluable part of the whole thing. Like any action thriller, you got to have a protagonist who has just basically a noble quest that he's on for the truth. And in this case, we actually had in 2003 what were called we put together our military put together these groups called MET teams, mobile exploitation teams, and they were comprised of guys drawn down from the artillery division who worked security, and then scientists and explosives experts. And these guys went into these sites where we had intelligence that there was WMD, and they would go in and, if necessary, fight their way into these sites and try and find the weapons, because they were in a mad dash to find these things before they could ever be used. And so Roy Miller is a guy based on a real guy who's leading one of these teams, who goes in with the expectation, obviously, that he's going to find the weapons at some of these sites, and then realizes pretty quickly that there's a disconnect between what he's got in his intel packet and what he's actually seeing on the ground. So he asks the logical next question, which is, what's going on? And he becomes kind of obsessed to find the truth about what's going on. It's a big battle at the end of the movie, and it's, I mean, it was a very hard thing. I mean, directorially for Paul, I think it was a really tough thing, because you have so many moving pieces, and it's a big battle at night, and and there's just a lot going on. So, it's a sequence in which I've been taken. Well, without giving too much away, but I'm basically in the middle of a very, I'm in a very in a dangerous place, basically on my own, and you've got two teams of special forces guys coming in, all looking for this Ba'athist general who's there too, and so it's basically just chaos. It's a big chaotic battle that kind of moves from house to house to out through the open, through the streets, and it just all basically kicks off. And it's bigger than the Bourne movies, in the sense that there are helicopters and Humvees and all this stuff, and things blowing up like that we don't normally do in the Bourne movies. So it's a very, very big finale to the movie.